Monday, I don't have anything for the.
You didn't get the narrative done? The narrative outline done? That was due last night? Okay, well, what you're gonna do is, I was surprised, here, the grammar worksheets that I gave out, did I give out anything on Monday? No, we didn't have class Monday, so everything I handed out here was, that's all grammar stuff, 'cause there's a grammar quiz on, Friday, okay? Did you manage to take the,
Yeah, I think I'll do it.
you took the quizzes, okay? No, Jessie, that I was talking to, contacted me on Thursday to see if she could switch into my class, because she's been driving to Levelland and she's there all day long. So she was trying to get back here, so she wasn't having to commute, and, I mean, she was gone for like 12 hours, sitting over there. So, I said, fine, and, you know, but she's gonna have to make up the work, so that's just how it rolls.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, you can still turn in the narrative outline once you see what we've done on the ones today. It'll be late, and I'll take off points for that.
I will accept that one.
Well, I'm glad you'll accept it.
I'm not gonna complain about that.
Yeah, remember, a lot of instructors will not take light work,
I know.
so, have you run into that already, or
Not as of yet.
not, is it? Okay, let's see here.
I just enjoy writing a story, that's why I'm having an issue with this.
Well,
You put words, so I like to try and make it.
in other words, you don't need to show that you have knowledge of words and flowery phrases, and, not that you're that flowery, but you do like to write a lot of words. And I believe you ended your paragraph with a question?
Yes.
Don't do that. Don't ever end a paragraph with a question, even if it's a rhetorical question. If you're gonna ask a question, you need to answer it. Okay, don't make when you do it with a question, you make the reader do the work. Okay, so don't make us do the work.
I thought it was a yes or no question, I felt like that, like.
You're asking me how well I remember it. I was sitting there grading going, well, don't feel bad, there's quite a few who didn't. Well, Reed, who's never come to class, so he's gonna be, Mateo, you didn't get one either. And you didn't get one in either, did you? The narrative outline was due last night. We started talking about narrative. Were you here on Monday? Yeah. No, we didn't have class on Monday. Dadgummit. Let's see if I'm missing more papers. Okay. Let's see, I know I handed out some stuff. Did one of the papers look like this? Okay. I swear I handed out narrative stuff too. Oh, I did it. Oh, you missed that. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can make it our own topic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Okay. All right, good morning, Morton. Good morning, Post. How's it going? Okay? Well. Okay. Never showed up. I get to drop him out of the class later this week. We're just missing Morgan. Okay, all right. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna look at the narrative outlines that were turned in, and I'm missing a few. You can still turn them in. I will take off, for every day late, I'll take off, if they're worth 25 points, I'll take off 2.5 points for the next 3 days. So if you turn it in today, 2.5 off, tomorrow will be 5 points off, Wednesday it'll be 7.5, and then I won't grade it after that. So, because, you know, the point is once you start getting into failing grades, I'm just, you know, basically, you know, don't mess yourself around. You gotta get the work done, okay? I was gonna check and see what just happened. Why are the, I don't wanna highlight any of, come on. Let's see. Okay. Jose, you missed a quiz.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was on the 12th, but it was the narrative outline I was due on the 12th.
No, it was due last night.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just kinda had a good weekend all around, didn't you?
No, I was confused.
That's why. Awesome.
They're in the
Like,
library.
they're in the library, free?
Free.
It is a scheduler?
Yeah.
Can I see it real quick? Awesome, 'cause if that's the case, and, it's great to have my syllabus, but you don't just have my class, you have multiple classes.
Yeah.
And so what this does, see how you could go enough space on each day, you can write down what's due for each class. That's why I was recommending that, but you like to write it down in that book. So see, here we're in September, and you can just grab your syllabus, and you have to realize this is awesome, this kind of planner's very handy when you have multiple classes, all right? So, and they're free in the library.
Yes, right around the
I can
corner.
barely handle 2 classes, I don't know how I can handle.
When I went back, originally I went back to get certified, I was taking 5 classes. And 4 of them were English, so there was always something due. It was a lot, I'll tell you, it was an awful lot.
Yeah, I went to the library to do some
How did you
math.
deal with it?
Huh?
How did you deal with it?
Well, I got a planner, and, my kids were in school at least, so that was helpful. But you have to, when you are taking a full load, you have to do a schedule, particularly when you've got a baby on the way. You got to schedule in for that, so. All right, let's go, let me get over here.
Those are in the library?
Yep, right here.
It's right across, it's just right there at this corner.
No, I remember I was in the library, I just don't know where they are in the library.
Well, go in and say, hey, I've heard you guys have schedulers, can I have one?
You open the door and you turn left, and it's a big board, a chalkboard, and it says, "Welcome back to school, free planners."
Free planners, awesome. So I recommend getting it. And as a parent, I had to be organized for myself and for my kids, so. And I'm not the best planner sometimes. That's why I try to, when I'm particularly teaching as an instructor, I try to have my fully online class ready to roll before school starts, so that I don't have to add it. And that's the one that's got 94 people in it. Yeah, okay. So you can see I have to be pretty careful. All right, I'm gonna go down here, I'm gonna pull up the discussion board that has all the stuff in it. We're gonna talk about it, and so this group, my guys, all need to do their narrative outlines, and it's okay. The point is don't get too far behind, because the easy points you wanna get all you can, because you're gonna see everybody I look at is gonna get a 25. So, we should take advantage of that. Come here, all right, now it's over here. All right, so first up is Kaylee. Kaylee's from, let me see. Kaylee's from Morton. Hi, hey Kaylee, wave your hands at me. Is Kaylee there? If she is, I can't see her, unless she's a guy wearing a coral-colored shirt. Okay, all right, let's look at hers. What is the conflict or source of tension in your essay? What statement have you chosen as your thesis? The conflict in my essay is that I can't see her anymore. The person I will forget is my nanny, because she was fun and loving. I'm gonna go, hold on, let me make this big. You guys can't see anything, can you? Okay. I'm gonna go with the notion that your nanny was probably your grandmother. Would that be correct? When I hear the term nanny, I think of somebody outside of your family who comes in and does daycare of the kids, okay? Like Fran on The Nanny. All right. Let's see, the incident should be limited to time. What is the length of time in your essay? Be careful, 12 years is a long time. So that must be how long, when she passed away, would be my guess, is when you were 12-ish. So try not to tell me every little detail of those 12 years, but just maybe what she did special for you. And if she's your nanny, that's fine to use the term nanny, but you might want to say, my nanny, comma, give me her real name, comma, was a very special person. So tell me her real name at some point in time. And normally in the introduction, that would work as your thesis. My nanny, comma, Jane Jones, comma, was a very special person, period. That works as the thesis for this narrative, okay? Then you can call her nanny the rest of the time. Let's see, 12 years. What emotional response does it create in you and then in your reader? It's gloomy, but also a little lost. I hope so, because after they've read my paper, I hope they will conceive her in the way I describe her. So when you describe somebody like that, you can use physical description, which is helpful, but also you need to give a personality description. I don't necessarily need to know that Granny was only 4'11", weighed about 250 pounds. I'm just making up details. But, just a little bit, Granny was a little short lady, but boy, she could bake, see how that all of a sudden now, that's so much more interesting than saying she was 4'11" and was overweight, So think about ways to make it more interesting for the reader. Does your incident fully support? Let's see. Yes, my statement completely and totally supports the thesis statement I have chosen. All right, here we go. And look at that. Boom, bing, choo, that was done. That was quick. And I don't have to grade these outside of class now. They're done. It's sneaky on my part. Okay. Christopher Velasquez. Chris is writing about, what is a conflict? The source of tension is the inspiration Conor McGregor gave me to chase my dreams. Conor McGregor, MMA fighter? FFA fighter. That's a whole different thing. Wrestling's fierce. MMA. Okay. Cool. And if you never have a dream, you'll never have a dream come true. That's one of those quotes out of the textbook, isn't it? What is the length of time in your essay? 10 years. So, Chris, are you an MMA fighter? Is that what you like to do? Or, hold on a second. I've got, today is the 13th. Yeah. Okay, so 10 years. All right. Let's see, Chris is from, I'm not sure, from Morton also. Okay. What emotional response? Let's see, my narrative creates this inspiration in me, the writer, and inspiration to my audience. It shows that you can achieve any dream if you put your mind to it. Okay. Make sure that that's not the only statement I keep hearing from you, that you can achieve your dream. If you have a dream, you can achieve it if you put your mind to it. Make sure you don't keep repeating that point, because that is one of the issues when we write about, and you can even call it my hero if you wanted to, or my achievable, or achieving my dream. Something like that would work as the statement, okay? Let's support it, because he inspired me to chase my dreams and show me the hard work you need to go through to achieve your dream. So if you're going to write about him, probably need a little background, but at least I know he's an MMA fighter. Okay. We're up to Megan. Hey, Megan, how's it feel to be in the right class? Is it good? Megan, wave at me. Are you there? Is that you, kind of off to the side? Right over here? For me, you're actually over here. I'm trying to show you on the screen. So, she switched sections, so we had to get that done. Let's see. The source of conflict, the conflict or source of tension would be enforcing a certain dress code on students in school. That's always that might be what you want to save as your argumentative essay. Let's see. My thesis about the statement. The idea that girls are somehow responsible for provoking harassment from boys is shamefully exacerbated by an epidemic of increasingly sexist school dress codes. Okay, interesting. Is it the length of time in my essay limited on time happened in the amount of a month? What emotional response? My narrative makes me feel powerful and determined to get the dress code revoked. I think that the reader will perceive the same emotional response as I did unless they view this topic differently. Good luck on trying to get the dress code changed in a small school. That's all I got to say. I think the only time when I was at New Deal, the only thing that ever got changed was that they used to say girls couldn't wear dresses that were cut out, that had cutouts in them for prom. That finally got changed, but not much else. Pretty interesting. Good luck on that. Yeah. All right. So this would be one of the rules you would change. Okay, we're moving on to Stephen. Stephen is from Post. Okay. The ongoing current nationwide controversy over whether or not the COVID-19 vaccination should be mandated. Americans feel as though it is their God-given constitutional right to refuse a vaccine that will kill a virus that has swept through our nation, causing complete devastation. Interestingly enough, this is an argumentative essay you're going to write. Do you really want to do this right now? Okay. It's about a year and a half. Well, that's about how long we have been COVID's been really seriously affecting us, so that makes sense. Do you think it will draw or evoke a similar response in your reader? Frustration. My narrative should draw people to have a similar standpoint on the COVID-19 vaccination. It is this topic is such a hot spot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, are you guys vaccinated? I know Dante is. So you're not? Are you gonna get vaccinated? Okay. What about you? Fully vaccinated. Okay, so the spreader in our group is Jose. Why not? I'm just curious.
I don't know, I've just really never, like, I really don't like shots. I'm scared of needles to death.
Well, just.
And then the other is that my mom, she got fully vaccinated, and whenever she got vaccinated, she got like really, really super sick.
She did.
And my little brother just recently got vaccinated too. Actually, it was like Friday or Thursday.
Mhm.
And he has not left his bed since, and he's
Mhm.
And so I don't wanna go through all that.
You don't wanna go through that, okay. So we're getting you some support. So in his family, 2 people have gotten sick from it.
Yeah.
I had COVID, and my husband had COVID. So but my husband he's immune compromised, so we chose to go ahead and get vaccinations. What, Dante?
Just to give you guys both, experience on that. That's mainly your body adjusting to the changes, in which it's basically changing the DNA sequence of your cells, basically.
You have just used a Firestone word, changing your DNA sequences, one of those phrases that gets people upset.
You know what, never mind, I'm just gonna say this, it's your body adapting to.
Yeah, it's adapting to the virus.
See, and then during football season, I got like super sick, and I felt like I had COVID symptoms. But then like a few days later, I just got up and I felt perfectly fine, and then I just.
That's probably because of your age, so football would have been a year ago. So, where'd you play at? O'Donnell, oh, yeah, okay. So, you played at O'Donnell, so, a year ago, so whatever benefit you've had from that is probably gone.
Yeah, I haven't been sick, I haven't felt any symptoms, so I just go by it.
Okay, I'm doing research for you, Stephen, okay, so. All right, so but see, it's a hot topic. I have a friend who's my age, who's actually substituting, and she won't get vaccinated, and I thought, you're gonna be around, and she's around elementary kids who are not vaccinated, and I thought, okay, it's an interesting thing.
And the statistical data is actually, it takes a higher dosage or higher time of being exposed to COVID to actually get sick for those that are vaccinated.
Yeah, so there's benefits, and I actually taught with COVID, but I was at home, so we put all the schools on Zoom. Well, we actually attached the Zoom call to all of my ITV classes, so that, because there were so many kids at home from the schools. It was unreal. It was interesting teaching last fall because of that. Spring wasn't quite as bad, but it still had issues, so. I mean, I had, the schools would shut down, so it's tough. All right, so interesting topic. Don't know. As a narrative, it'll be interesting, Stephen, okay? Let's see, we're up to Sean. The conflict or source of tension in my essay would be my dad's impact on me after his and my mom's divorce. Yeah, that's a toughie. It is. For my thesis, I have chosen a dad is half of you, so he knows you better than you might even know yourself. Rely on his wisdom in life. Unknown. Okay. Interesting point, Sean. It is. Okay, and Sean, I'm just checking. Sean is from Post, okay. Is it, wave it again, wait, I wasn't looking. Where are you, Sean? Wave. Oh, hey, way back there. Who did I have last year? Makin. Did I say it right? Makin? I had Makin last year, and the very first thing I did was, I made a joke about his name. He's a good kid, okay? Let's see, the incident should be limited in time. Will be from when you were 19, from when I was 19 to present.
I'm sorry, I messed up on that one. I meant to put 9 to present.
Say that again for me. Say it
I
again.
messed up. I meant to put from when I was 9 to the present, so 8 years.
Okay, that makes better sense, because I was like, you're 19, you're still a senior. Okay, he meant to put 9 when he typed 19. That makes a lot more sense. Now, obviously you're just gonna maybe talk about, I would go with the notion organizationally. When they first came in and announced they were getting divorced, when you're 9, then you come back and later on, some of the issues about, having to relate to that. Are any of y'all the children of divorced parents? Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, that is. That's 100%. In this, there's only 3 of them, but that's 100% is a lot. But it was 60%. I had 5 at 9 o'clock and 60%, so 3 of them, and that's a lot. Really? Well, actually, my parents, my mother was divorced, but my dad was her last husband. She had been married 2 times before. Yeah.
That's how my mom.
Yeah. Very short. She got married out of high school. And we don't even talk about it. My mom had problems, and I'll just say that, okay? But so you've got to be careful that you don't give me too much detail about things. Just maybe more kind of broad scope about what's going on with that. It's my hands, but this is broad scope apparently. I make my own jazz hands, okay. You want a feeling of love and care? Yes, I believe it will draw a similar response to the reader. And incident fully supports my statement. Okay, and I messed up on the second question. I meant to put 9 to the present. I just didn't scroll down. Okay, thanks, Sean. I thought I'd tell you, I have a student from one of my schools at 9 o'clock who has myasthenia gravis, which is the slower version of Lou Gehrig's disease. That the one that takes all, which is, I can't see, I know myasthenia gravis because I had a great aunt who had it. And to realize that there's a high school student with it is so sad. It's one of those diseases that you lose the ability to control your muscles. Yeah. It's an autoimmune disorder of the musculoskeletal system.
There's a kid in O'Donnell, he's in elementary, but he has the fragile bone.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And he was playing outside and he tripped and he broke both of his kneecaps and then just...
Oh, my gosh. But it results in the weakness of the skeletal muscles. It affects the voluntary muscles of the body, especially those that control the eyes, mouth, throat, and limbs. So I remember going to visit my great aunt, and her speech was hard to understand. She actually had an alphabet board so she could spell out words. But she was in her 70s when she was diagnosed, so, yeah. But so to realize that there's a high school student who has it is tragic when you have those kind of things. Hold on, now that I've done it. Oh, it's the one, the ice bucket challenge.
Oh.
Yeah, which is, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. And it's the one that's so much faster. Stephen Hawking had that one. Sorry, I get intrigued by things, I apologize. Okay. Wait. There we go. It didn't want to submit. That was interesting. Okay, so now we're up to Jose. I was going to say I have 2 Jose's in class. Okay. This is Jose's from Morton. Jose from Morton, please wave at me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you walking over so I could see you. Are y'all quarantining? Is that why you're so far apart? If that's correct, just somebody wave a hand. Okay. Let's see. When I was a kid, the conflict or source of tension in my essay is that I was always different from the other kids because of my voice. What sets you apart can sometimes feel like a burden, and it's not, and a lot of the time it's what makes you great. Emma Stone. We know who Emma Stone is, right? Which actress is she? That's Emma? That's Hermione?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of Emmas, so I get confused. Emma Thompson, she's my age. It's the length of time in my essay between my 5th and 7th grade years, 3. So I'm curious that, were you in Morton when this occurred?
Actually, that may be the wrong job.
Which, is Stone the redheaded one?
Yeah.
Cruella DeVille? Yeah.
Cruella.
Yeah, okay. Emma Stone, that's Emma Thomas?
No, it's
No, I'm saying the one in.
yeah.
Okay, now that we've done it, somebody go look up and see what her name is so we get it right. The emotional response that I get from my narrative is the feeling. Is it Thomas? Watson, Emma Watson.
Yes.
There we go. Okay, we're gonna argue about things, it's gonna be a fun class. I think that it will invoke a similar response in the reader, but probably not in the same way. They might have been different as well, but probably not in the same way. I was different. Which is that we all belong one way or another, and you shouldn't have to change yourself to be accepted by other people. I'm curious to know about his voice now, aren't y'all?
Yeah.
Okay, but just to show you, here's my difference, okay? Can you see? I don't know if you can see. Yeah, that's one of my differences. My pinky fingers are crooked. I was born that way. Yeah. This one's much worse. It's like, almost like a 45-degree angle. This one's not quite so bad. I was born that way, so, yeah. But, you can walk on your toes? We're gonna have to see that later on. I love stupid people tricks. I think they're great. But for me, it would happen, students would, every year they'd come in and I'd do something, they go, wait, what's wrong with your finger? And so I'd have to go, do this.
And then I can actually put my ear inside itself.
You can fold your ear inside itself? Will it stay there if you let go? It won't stay.
Well,
No, I can't.
it takes a human day for it to actually be able to do that.
That's crazy. Okay. When I come to see you guys, if you guys have got crazy human people tricks or stupid people human tricks, whatever, show them to me. Okay, this looks interesting. I look forward to reading this one. Let's see. I just love Heaven's name. Isn't that a great name? Heaven. What is the source of conflict in your tension? I feel like Emily was placed in my life for a reason, and I don't see her as, hold on, just can't, as much, and now she lives in another city, and I don't see her as much. I was trying to figure and I don't see her much. Okay, all right, Emily, so you're writing about a friend. We know their names, so we're gonna have to get a description. There are people who are placed in our life to make an impact, and that impact will never be forgotten. By the way, let's talk about your statement there. Instead of saying there are people who are important or who are placed in our lives, you need to go, people, get rid of the who, and there are, go, people are placed in our lives, it needs to be plural, because our is not singular, it's a plural kind of word, our lives to make an impact. So get rid of, don't do there are, there is, it is, it was, you avoid that. So you can see how everything important in that sentence occurs after that. Get rid of that people, get rid of who. People are placed in our lives to make an impact, and that impact will never be forgotten. And the reason you have to use lives is because people have more than one life. Okay, so you've got that plural going on. All right, let me go back down this a little bit. Yes, I feel like everyone, happiness from a new friendship, sadness and emptiness when she moved away. That does happen. And I was the one who always moved away. My dad was in the military, so we moved a lot when I was growing up. So my parents kept in touch with a lot of people, but that was not always possible for me. Let's see. The emotional response, happiness, emptiness, yes, I feel like everyone. Have you ever had anyone move away? When you're in a small town and somebody moves, it's even more tragic because there's so few people. I have a student from Monday, Texas, in my 9 o'clock class. How many did you graduate with from O'Donnell? 20. She had 14 from Monday. Yeah. And I congratulated Crosbyton on their football win, because they've not won a football game in a while.
Oh,
and they played Monday. Yeah, that was what, so, it's like, yeah, pick on the little guys, so. Yeah, it's tough. Let's see here. Yes, does the incident fully support what you're saying? Yes, it does, because I strongly believe that people are placed in our lives for a reason. Okay, I can live with that. Please notice the person I will never forget. Just remember, one of the things I've noticed is that you guys like to give me little eyes. If you're using the first person pronoun, it always needs to be, oops, I'm fine. It always needs to be capitalized. That's just one of those things that should be automatic.
You mean I?
Yes, I, as in I. Yeah, not that I, but I as in the person I, okay? So be sure and capitalize that. Now, I'm not gonna hit you on grammar punctuation mechanics in this, but come on, people. Don't be lazy, You really should read back what you're writing for the English teacher, right? Okay. All right, we're up to Marcella. Let's see, Marcella is from Martin. Okay. What is the source of conflict? The source of tension, may I say, is my relationship with my best friend. The statement I have chose is, many people walk in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints in your heart. That's a nice quote. I like that. Is it limited in time? The length of time is 7 years. That'll be interesting. So be careful. I'm hoping that they're still in your life, I guess. The emotional response is heartwarming in the sense of never being alone. Yes, I think it will invoke, because we all have those friends, right? Yeah. Okay. Does it support the statement? Yes, because even if our friendship does come to an end, she will be forever in my heart. Right now, I only have one student so far in that 9 a.m. class who's writing about their love life. I thought that was interesting, and how it's not good. So that, I thought that was an interesting topic to choose. So, but there's always somebody that wants to.
Oh, there.
You did do it. Did you just do it?
No, I did it last night, but I did misunderstand the statement you took for your thesis. I was planning ahead for the paper already.
That's okay. That's what this is.
Oh, okay.
It's about the paper you're going to write. Okay? The conflict or source of tension, the effects the tornado left on John. Is John you? Or is it fiction?
It's fiction.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, it was, that's why I had asked you if we could make on topic. Because
Yeah,
I was gonna pick surviving a tornado, but I didn't know how to.
Do you know, I actually have a student who survived a tornado in the 9 a.m. class. She and her family. So it's like,
Good Lord, what does the 9 a.m. class not do?
well, it's the biggest class I have. It's got about 35, 36 people in it.
I know.
I'm actually have a word.
It's amazing.
But this is, the main topic is, how John did survive, or the effects of the tornado.
Okay. Losing Dad was one thing, but losing my brother was another. The effects the tornado had on John were far more deeper than what was seen on the surface. The tornado broke John into pieces. Interesting use of the tornado for that. The only issue I have is that you have first person, my brother, then you jump into the effects the tornado had on John. Now all of a sudden it's third person, so be consistent. Now, so this might do better, that second sentence, Jose, in yours, that second sentence might work better in that conclusion, when you're finishing up the point. Whereas here you could go, losing Dad was one thing, but losing my brother was another. I would say, there's your thesis. Take both of these last two and put them into the conclusion, okay? That'll work better. The incident should, a flashback after a year later, the tornado struck, okay? I love all these bullet points in here. It's kind of interesting. They weren't in there originally. You put bullet points in?
Oh, yeah, well, I couldn't do the formatting, and I just kept pressing enter and then tab. And
That's okay. The good news is this one formatting doesn't count on, but I do want to comment that I noticed on some of your paragraphs that you guys gave me, you didn't look at the formatting the document for class. I got their name, the title of the assignment in the middle at the top of the page, and then the date over here. That's wrong. And we went over it in class. If you're not paying attention, that's not my fault. You're paying me to do this, so if you're not going to pay attention and you get things wrong, there's a conflict there. So if you're not going to pay attention, you might not want to be in the class. All right, so make sure you get the headings right. Sympathy and pity, yes, because of turn events. And Stephen losing his older brother was caused by the tornado. Okay, not a problem. I do have someone I think who's writing fiction in that 9 a.m. class too, because it was kind of vague what they were talking about, and it sounded kind of mysterious, and so it's one of those where I was trying to. Okay, well, we'll be able to get to it then. Here's Morgan, who's not here today. Do I have that down? Let me make sure. Yeah.
Do I have to write my name on this again?
No, you're creating a thread.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go into the discussion board, create a thread. It shows up, because see, do you see how it says up here, Morgan Lovell? That, your name shows up on that, so you don't need your name in it. What is the conflict? It is a relationship I have with my mom and grandma. How everything we have been through brought us so much closer. The love of a family is a life's greatest blessing. There's a good one. There's another good one. Okay? The incident should be limited. The time limit is from now when I was 14, is from when I was 14 to now, so 4 years, okay. Helps out. What emotional response? The emotional response is a feeling of gratitude and love for mom and grandma. I have a feeling that Morgan might be not from a divorced family too, or maybe, hopefully not dead. I'm not trying to wish anything on Morgan, okay? Yes, I think it will evoke, everyone has that person or family member. Everyone, here, let's talk about grammar real quick. Everyone, what's the last word in that? One. How many is one? And so in English we call that singular. Any word that has one in it is always singular. So, there is the incorrect pronoun. There is plural. This is not, APA has decided that there can be singular and plural. No. In English, it's plural. So it should be, everyone has that person or family member in his or her life see, there's plural again, with they. Who is, you could just say who is loved and cherished. See how you can fix that? So watch out for that, because that's the next error we're going to work on. After you take your grammar quiz over comma splices and fused run-on sentences this Friday, the next one we work on is subject, verb, pronoun, antecedent agreement. They're all related. Okay? And yes, because our bond is my greatest blessing. That's exciting to hear. My mother died before my grandmother. My grandmother was 98. My grandfather was 95 when he passed away. My mother and dad didn't last as long. Shayla, okay. The tension in my essay is going to be expressed between two young teenagers who fell in love at an early age. This sounds like maybe fiction, or it's possible it could be biographical. Okay, but soon realized that they were destroying each other more than anything. Sounds like what? Who's the guy that writes all the teen books about? You know, the one about The Fault in Our Stars. What's his name? The one that, and then the one Miley Cyrus was in with her ex-husband. You know, he writes all those teen ones. Okay. My thesis statement, I'll get it out, is going to be the following sentence. But as everyone knows, all matches eventually burn out. Yeah. That's why a relationship that's, yeah. Did you know match can burn twice? This happened to me when I was at Tech. The guy said, "You want to see a match burn twice?" I said, "Okay." He goes like this. He strikes a match, blows it out, and then he puts it on my leg. That's how it burns twice. It's still hot. I was like, not happy. Okay. But, and see, the length of time they were together, which was 3 years. The essay will include the following months after they parted. Be careful. We don't want it to be super long. The more you write, the longer you write, the more chance you're going to have grammar and punctuation errors. And I noticed there's a lot of issues with fused run-on sentences and comma splices in this section when I was grading them, okay? So watch out for that. The emotional response that has created in me, the writer, is heartache and depression. I believe readers will have a similar response if they experienced a first love. Yeah, it's a long time ago for some of us, but it's a long, long time ago. And does it support the statement? Yes. Words are not similar to actions and how those words can be presented as a lie. Ooh, that's a tough one. So be careful about using too many quotes. Let's see, we're up to Michaela. The tension in my essay will be the extraordinary change in my life since I found a guy that I fall in love with. All right, so here we have the love story. Okay. Okay. Well, that's okay. It's all right to have, okay. Michaela's from Post. Okay. Where's Michaela? Is Michaela where I can see her? Can she wave at me? I have two people raising their hands. That was confusing. Okay. Yes, the goober on the, oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ratliff. I appreciate it. Falling in love with him, I hadn't expected, but being in love with him is something I couldn't stop even if I tried. A love story. Don't spend all your time talking about how handsome he is and how he treats you well. Show me, give me a story about how he is this way, okay? I'm just going to tell you. I got one a couple of years ago from somebody at one of the schools, and all they did was talk about how he treats her so nice, and he does things for her, and he treats her so nice, and he does things for her. It was all vague like that. So be sure you're giving specific information. let's see, the emotional response creates vulnerability to me along with happiness, strength, and love. I think that anyone that has experienced the type of love that makes our heart pump out of our chest understands how powerful this feeling is. Y'all ever been in love? You better have been. Are you with baby mama?
Yes.
Okay, just check. Are you in?
Moved in with me.
She's moved. Are you in love?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't like how you went, yes. Oh, okay, all right. Huh?
It's growing.
It's growing?
Big.
Yeah, like the baby is, sure.
It's scary.
When's the baby due?
December 11th.
December 11th?
But she was tiny. She's not gonna make it to.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not very big, so is she from O'Donnell?
Yes.
Okay. So, but y'all live in Lubbock, or?
Yes.
You're not driving from O'Donnell?
No.
Okay. That's a long trip to get here to go to college.
No, we live with my brother.
Okay, all right. And does the incident fully support? Yeah. Okay, so we actually jumped into your story again, didn't we? Okay, sorry.
I don't mind. I'll share.
Okay, well, you know, we gotta get the experience out there. So what are we at? We're at 10:36, okay. Lacey, let's see. The conflict or source of tension would be inventing a holiday focusing on a stress-free day. Don't holidays tend to stress us out some?
Yes.
Oh goodness, so we're looking at that. Is that Lacey we're going to? Lacey, wave. Okay. She goes, oh, you didn't have to zoom in too. Let's see. See, I can't show you my guys. I would have to have them come stand up here in front of this camera because the other camera, I have two cameras just like you guys do, but the camera, it's broken. So we're just hoping they get the equipment fixed sometime this year. Okay. The statement that I've chosen is stress over bills, employees, bosses, children, and other life situations. All right, be careful. That quote is a fragment. You need a complete sentence. All right? So you're going to have to add something to it. But I know that holidays do bring stress about. You're trying to get all the food cooked at Thanksgiving, at Christmas. You've got to get the presents wrapped. You've got to get, you know, everything you've got to do. Yeah, you got to spend money. Yeah, that's the tough part. The length of time in my essay would be in the future. Okay. But you're going to create a holiday. So it would you could basically say the holiday would be a single day. So if you're going to describe the holiday, that would keep it to 24 hours. The emotional response is relief and comfort with a free day. Okay, because we do all suffer stress. Okay, my incident fully supports my statement. All right, sounds interesting, Lacey. I like to think of the weekend as my stress. No, I graded. Not as much as I should have. Oh, there's Dante coming in. All right, let's look at Dante's. Okay. A change that I believe that each and every person must know as well as carry in everyday life. Okay, your first sentence is a fragment. That a change that I believe that each and every person must know as well as carry in everyday life. A change, but you don't tell us what the change is. Okay? And one change I'd like to make in the world today. What is that change? Do you see that that's what's missing from the sentence above? Okay. A 10-year span? You're creating, so like a holiday, you're creating a change that everybody should have?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hope, positive, I do not believe it will for everyone that reads my essay. So that's something you've got to be careful of then. If it evokes hope in you, what you write should evoke hope in you're going to write about everybody getting vaccinated, huh? No. The opposite of what, no, Stephen's right, okay. Yes, I do believe my experience will support my essay. So, yes, you can write about that, but the change, you're going to have to, at some point, say what that change is.
Oh, I didn't state it in there, but it's basically a change where no one someone based on their appearance. Basically, they act respectful, they don't treat you poorly or anything.
So do unto others as you would have them do unto you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Be concise when you write it. That's my advice for you, okay? All right. So, let's see. On Wednesday, we're going to review. We'll make sure we've got answers on all those sheets on the grammar those are basically punctuation errors. Comma splices and fused run-ons are punctuation errors. For those of you who had issues with your formatting a document, go into course content, go back into week 1. And across the board, I saw one consistent error. And that was formatting documents. You opened this up and you saved it.
Change the date.
Change the date. Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Hold on, was it 201? The class, 201?
You guys, yeah, your section is 201. And guess what? It's when you go into yeah. It's,
I did it.
hold
I
on.
did it September 17th, 2017.
Yeah, okay. All right, so, when you do it, when you open it up, put your name on it, okay? That's my recommendation. Save the document, but before you save it, put your name on it, Mrs. Thompson. Change 159 to either 201 if you're in the SBC section, or 442 if you're in the postmortem section. And then make sure the date looks like this. You can't go 9/12/21, or not 17, okay? Make sure you go, well, it was due it was 3 September 2021. And the title is on its own line. This is already double-spaced, and it already has the indent for the first paragraph. The other thing I noticed was, at the bottom of your paragraphs, you left this statement: the document is always double-spaced, and the first line of the paragraph indents 5 spaces. So, yeah, those got left on there, and I chuckled every time I saw it. You know, which means you weren't really, because when you turn in a document, it gives you a preview. Look at the preview and make sure that it looks right. I did have a couple of people who didn't get the right one turned in, so they sent me their documents, and then when you sent me a PDF, I had to actually print it out and grade it by hand, because I can't, on the paragraphs, I could actually write on them. If you've looked, you could see that I wrote on them. And so, those comments are in there. And I, like a lot of people, did number their sentences, so I numbered them. I tried to underline errors. As I was numbering them, I would see errors, and I would draw in blue, so, which is not red, because red always looks like it's bleeding when you do that. So, as a whole, we do need to work on comma splices and future run-on sentences. That is a major issue. But, what's coming up, you have the test over that on Friday. It'll open up at 8 a.m., and it's open till midnight. You can use the worksheets on it, okay? You've got 3 sheets that explain. You've got 2 sheets with samples on them, and we'll make sure, we'll go back over them very quickly. And I'm trying to think. And I think it's all true-false. Let me go look at it real quick. I think it's a true-false test, so. Week 3. Please notice that I did put the date so you'd know which week you were on, because I figured that would help. Let me go look at this. I'm going to begin the test. I'm not going to let y'all see it, okay? It does say this test can be saved and resumed later, but the point is if you don't finish it within the hour you start it, you can't get back to it. Yeah, you can't say, okay, I'll come back later on. No, you get an hour to take the test, so you have to finish it within the hour. Let's see. Let's see. Please choose the letter of the correct way to rewrite the following sentences. Okay. That's not helpful at all. I'm gonna have to go look at that. Sorry, that's not what I was after. Let me go look at the test and the test thing.
Can I go to the restroom?
Yes, you may. If you ever need to, y'all can just get up and go, it's okay. Or if you need to answer your phone, I don't have any problems with that. See, we're at, we've only got about 5 minutes left. Let me go in and look at this test very quickly. And that was the other thing that happened on quiz chapter 3. It had it at a 100-point scale. I had to go back in to all the chapter 3 quizzes and put it on a 15-point scale. It took me 30 minutes to figure out how many points each question was worth. There were 16 questions. What an odd number. And it was only worth 15 points, so it's 9.325. I thought that was interesting. Okay, grammar quiz. There we go.
9.325?
9.325, yeah. let me look at this. I'm gonna edit the test. Huh. Detail. Okay, that tells me I've got the wrong test in here. I don't want you guys to have to rewrite it. That takes too long to grade. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to fix that. It's the wrong test in there. There should be one that's just, I don't have to grade. I'll have to go find it. Dadgummit. Okay, so that's all I've got for today. If you guys wanna run out, let's go ahead and do it. I've gotta go I was driving to Lasbuddy on Friday morning. I made it all the way to Anton, about 30 miles away. And my low tire light came on, said I only had 28.
Let me guess, it's your back right tire.
Yes, 'cause you can see did you see the spares on it. No, let me tell you what happened. So I go into Anton, and there's nowhere in Anton to put air in your tires. And then I come back home. I don't go to Lasbuddy 'cause that's another 60 miles away. Come back home, go to Discount Tire. They sit there for an hour and a half. Well, we can't really find anything wrong with your tire. So they replaced the stem. And then I got up yesterday morning, took off driving, and realized it said, right rear 0, I have a flat on that same tire. So I'm leaving after this to go get my tire fixed and corrected at no cost, I'm hoping, so. 'Cause I just bought it back in June or May from there, so. All right, have a great time. I'll see y'all Wednesday. We're gonna go over, common splices, and I've gotta get the test. Let me make a note to myself. 6, grammar.
By the way, the only way I was able to realize it was because of the different, yeah.
Because it looks, it's this little tiny tire. All right, so I've gotta figure out why that's not the right test. I don't wanna have to grade 90 of these. It takes too long.
Yes, yes it does.
Let's see. I need to exit. Okay.
Yeah, my only issue, Professor Thompson, is I'm just really worried and like telling a story. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
So, well, do you like to sit and listen to people go on and on when they tell a story?
Yes, yes I do. I love my old people for that because they all.
Because they do that. Yes, they do.
I can have, like, whenever you, like, just go off subject and just start telling me about yourself.
Well, I'm trying to show you, that's what writing does. It allows us to connect. That's the whole point. So when you write, if the reader can connect to what you're saying, it makes them feel like the writing is better.
That is true.
So, particularly narrative. Now, when we get to the rest of them, this is not that kind of writing. The narrative is the only one that's gonna be that personal in nature, so. Okay. Bye, Post. See y'all Wednesday. Let me look at this one. Let me check. I thought I'd put the right quiz in, but I guess I didn't.
So that's proposed, is that like for, dual credits or something called
Yeah.
that?
That's dual credit is what the two schools are
Your
taking.
conference is scheduled to
They're
end
seniors
in
at
2
Post, and I
minutes.
think they're juniors at Morton,
Mm.
I believe. It's one of those where I kinda have to figure it out. Sometimes they tell me, sometimes they don't. Let me go look at this one.
I got all my tires changed
Uh-huh.
for about $5.75 or so.
Oh, gosh. That's not bad.
Honestly, it wasn't really kind of like a deal, because originally like $5.80 or so, and I basically talked them down, because we went to Chapel to like 2 other places to check out prices on tires, and they're like, well, we can't match that exactly, but I can lower it to this. And I was
Okay.
like, you know what, we'll take that.
You take what you can get sometimes, yeah, that's definite. I understand that. Well,
But outside of that, yeah, I like telling stories, so this kind of writing's gonna a little bit deeper on me.
yes,
And when you say cohesive, no, not cohesive,
concise.
thank you. That's what I tried doing with the little outline right there, that's what I was tried doing it, I'm not fine.
Well, you know, you got it done, and you got 22.5 points, so, okay? Ooh, dirty computer, that is not good.
I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too.
Professor.
Okay.
Please be safe while driving, because I am
With that little bitty tire on there, yes, I have an appointment at 11:30,
awesome.
so, that's where I'm headed. Well, I don't think I have a multiple choice test for this one, so I'm gonna have to create one. I'll have to take this test and fix it.
Your conference is now over. Goodbye.
Oh, it won't take me long to get this one done, I don't think, let's see. Bye. No, we're just gonna work on, the grammar, okay? Thank you. Mm-hmm. Print. Okay, that's what I'll do. Mm-hmm.